Attention, super important news. The Brazilian army sent more than 20 armored trucks and houses to reinforce the border against Venezuela and Guyana. The dispute takes place over the territory of Essequibo, territory claimed by Venezuela.
Nicolas Maduro said exactly that, quote unquote. "We are from the BRICS family." He acted as if he was an official member of the BRICS community.
Army sends armored guns close to the border and sends a hard message to Maduro. The weather on the border heats up. The Brazilian army mobilizes armored vehicles and makes a move that could change everything. Stay with me and understand the behind the scenes of this historic operation. Today we are going to talk about the Brazilian military movement close to the border and the strong message they sent to the Maduro government. Before continuing, if you like informative content about politics and geopolitics, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. The Brazilian army carried out one of the largest military mobilizations in recent times, positioning dozens of armored vehicles and thousands of soldiers in Rondônia, close to the border with Venezuela. Would it be a clear message for the Nicolás Maduro regime? In this video, we will analyze the numbers of this strategic movement and understand what is behind this growing tension between Brazil and Venezuela. Are we on the brink of conflict? Watch until the end to find out. If you like analyses like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a like and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. The border between Brazil and Venezuela has been the scene of tensions in recent years, driven by the humanitarian crisis in the neighboring country and the increase in Venezuelan migration to Brazilian territory. Furthermore, Nicolás Maduro's regime faces international criticism for human rights violations and the political and economic crisis affecting its population. Given this, the Brazilian government has expressed concern about instability in the region. Is this recent military movement just a preventative measure or something more strategic? According to official information, dozens of armored vehicles were mobilized, accompanied by thousands of soldiers, to the Rondônia region. This is considered one of the largest military deployments ever recorded in the area in recent years. Among the vehicles involved are Guarani armored vehicles and state-of-the-art equipment, prepared for both defensive and offensive operations. Additionally, specialized troops were assigned to patrol strategic points in the region. The government also highlighted that the main objective is to guarantee border security, but many analysts believe that this could be a signal for Nicolás Maduro's government. And what is the message? Sources linked to the government suggest that the message is clear: Brazil is prepared for any eventuality that threatens national sovereignty or stability on the border. Although the message was direct, there is, to date, no official indication that Brazil is preparing for a confrontation. Experts point out that this is a form of diplomatic pressure, but the impact of this on the relationship between the two countries is still uncertain. This movement has already begun to attract the attention of the international community. Neighboring countries, such as Colombia and Guyana, are keeping an eye on what is happening in the region, while Venezuela may interpret this as a provocation. On the other hand, this operation can also strengthen Brazil in its regional leadership role, showing that it is willing to act to protect its borders and stability. Now, I want to know your opinion. Is this military mobilization necessary, or could it be interpreted as an exaggeration? Is Brazil right to send this message to the Maduro government? Leave your comment below. In my opinion, this army action reflects not only a concern for security, but also a strategy to strengthen the Brazilian presence in such a sensitive region. But, as always, it is the public that helps to build this debate. Implications: what could this mean for Brazil-Venezuela relations? The recent military movement of the Brazilian army near the border with Venezuela raises several questions about the future of relations between the two countries. Historically, Brazil and Venezuela share a complex relationship, based on cooperation in periods of stability, but also marked by political and economic tensions. 1. The Brazil-Venezuela relationship in the current context. In recent years, the relationship between the countries has been weakened by ideological differences between governments. While Brazil sought to reinforce its democratic position and cooperate with the international community, Venezuela faced isolation due to the policies of the Nicolás Maduro regime, accused of violating human rights and restricting freedom of expression. 2. The impact of Brazilian military mobilization. Brazil's decision to mobilize troops and armored vehicles on the border can be interpreted in different ways. As an internal security measure, the Brazilian government states that the action aims to protect territorial integrity and guarantee the safety of the population in border regions, especially given the growing instability in Venezuela. As a political message, for Nicolás Maduro's regime, this move can be seen as a show of strength, indicating that Brazil is willing to protect its interests and respond to any threat to national sovereignty. How can Venezuela react? The Maduro regime may interpret the Brazilian military presence as a provocation, The mobilization can be seen as an attempt at intimidation, especially if Brazil is aligned with international efforts to pressure Venezuela. A potential threat, Maduro could use this narrative internally to reinforce his rhetoric against external enemies and justify stricter measures within the country. A diplomatic opportunity, alternatively, the Venezuelan government could try to dialogue to avoid worsening tensions, especially if there is mediation from neighboring countries or international organizations. 4. The role of the international community. The international community is also watching. Organizations such as the UN and the OAS may see the military movement as a sign of growing concern about the Venezuelan crisis. Countries allied with Maduro, such as Russia and China, may react by defending the regime, while nations such as the United States and Colombia may support Brazilian actions as part of a strategy to pressure Venezuela. For now, this is the situation at the border. We will continue to monitor developments and bring you the latest updates. Don't forget to like, share this video with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this. Until next time. So, what did you think of this analysis? In the next video, we will delve even deeper into tensions in South America, exploring the role of other countries and how this can impact Brazil. So, don't miss out. Click here to watch the next video and stay up to date. See you there.